Here you go now, fellas. Here we go with the Goodnight Harry, Goodnight Nurse. That's how Sucklehorn says it. Anyway, Bundaberg, overproof and cola, but it's only 6%. In the olden days, like the overproof was like 54% or something. It was pretty gutsy. And if you had the money, you'd buy a bottle. You wouldn't buy a bottle very often, but I bought a few because I drank a few bottles of Bundy until I was told my breath stunk afterwards. It wasn't a good pickup for the women. Didn't work. Bundy breath. You're kidding. But the overproof, if you had a few of them, you were pretty smashed. This should be like 8-9% really if they want to stick to their guns, but yeah, it costs too much. They want to make a lot of profit out of fuck all. Cheers, guys. I can smell that Bundy smell already. Bundy all over town. That flavour, you're kidding. Wish it was 8-9%. Really, 10%. Tastes alright though. You know, being, what is it, only a pissy 6. Yeah. It's not bad, but honestly, kidding. That sugar rush, the old rum rush. You're kidding. I drank Bundy when I was about 16. I think they cost $16 a bottle for the normal bottle, and this one was like 24. I don't even remember buying one until I was about 20 years old. That's how expensive they were compared to the normal ones, but they were a lot stronger. Yeah, like I think the old Bundy was about 40%, and the red, the overproof was like about 54, might have been even more. I can't remember, it's a bit blurry. I never drank it much, I couldn't afford it. Cheers. I was only a sparky, you know, apprentice wages, $100 a week when I started. You're kidding. They didn't have super or long service back then. I sort of wish they did, or to have more money in the super now, and my bosses shortchanged me. They didn't pay him a super all the time, both of them. Bastards. All my long service. I remember I went to get my long service. I said, I've been working 10 years. Do I get a bit of a break? They go, nah. The first boss didn't put much in and the other boss didn't put much in. I said, yeah, but I can prove I worked those dates. And they said, oh, if you can do that, we'll pay it. We'll chip the rest in. And they did. So I got a really good long service when I was 29. And I went around the world. 20 countries for 7 months. And it was insane. It was like the best trip ever. It was my life personified. First stop was Hawaii. So we stayed in the backpackers, met a lot of people. One guy had a car, he drove us around. And then we went over to the Big Island. And that was amazing. That was Kona Gold, and it was just this Mauna Kea is there. It's like nearly 15,000 feet high, snow-capped volcano. We went up there, we drove up there in the Mustang convertible. You needed a permit and a four-wheel drive, or we just drove up in the Mustang with beers and duties. You're fucking kidding me. Anyway, we got up there and had a snow fight, got photos to prove it. Had a struggle getting the roof back on. It was freezing all of a sudden, and we tried to put it was a soft top, and we went to push it back on because it was so cold, it shrunk, and it didn't want to lock in. Oh, we had a bit of a nightmare on that. Anyway, that's all part of it. We made it. When we'd been snorkeling in the morning, free diving down about 10 feet, 12 feet, whatever. Yeah, not too deep, but enough to have a look at the fish and the coral and everything. And it was pretty friggin' awesome. So we flew from Waikiki over to the Big Island, and it was $100 return if you wanted a ticket. But they had this special on, and you got the hotel and a hire car for $130, roughly. And we 129, and we both said, yeah, that's us. We'll get the hire car and the hotel. And we got over there, and they upgraded us on the shitty car into a Mustang convertible V8 red thing. And they put us in the Hilton, and the Hilton upgraded us because it was like Tuesday. And they put us in a suite. So then we checked out the backpackers. It was smelly with carpet. I couldn't believe it. That was shocking. I said to me mate, are we going to stay on the Big Island? We want to keep the hotel and the car. He goes, yeah. We rang up and they said it's going to cost you $35 a day, the same rate of what it costs more than the flight, which we paid on the special, which was about 35, or it might have been 39. So we paid that. And we stayed like a week, and we had like this suite at the Hilton where you could look out of your veranda and see the fish, the coloured fish in the bay, and say, oh yeah, we'll go snorkeling for a while. It was fucking phenomenal. You're kidding. It was grouse. So that's what you got to do, fellas. You got to look for the upgrades. And you got to go for the, I don't know, the unusual things. You know, look local. Like, we couldn't get that special from Melbourne, but I was looking in the local paper when you were in Hawaii. They had these super specials. You couldn't book that from here. No way. It would have cost fucking $700. You know what I mean? Cost us fucking fuck all. It was grouse. Love Hawaii. Hawaii is one of the best countries in the world. And I'll call it a country because anyway, countries are obsolete. They reckon now it's a global world. But Hawaii, what a great place to go. Great people. Locals are really good. There's a few around here and there. But you know, the gringos, they're pretty good too. You have a great time there. We had a really good time. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. The Bundy, you're kidding, in the Jim Beam glass. I remember drinking Bundy when I was 16. It was like, I'll take a bottle of Bundy. And it cost about $16. It was cheap. A slab cost $20. $20 you'd have a slab of Vic Bitter. Or for 16 you could get a bottle of Bundy. Not the overproof. That was 24, but you know, it was those days where everything was, well, relative. I wasn't earning that much. Anyway, Won't go there. Never earned that much. I'm too bloody... I don't know. I don't want to rip people off. I want to help everyone. I didn't advertise for like nearly 20 years. I just let it happen. I work for people and I could charge them 250 and I'd say 150. You know what I mean? I could have ripped everyone off. I remember one guy said, "Oh, what are you doing, semi-retire?" And I said, "Yeah, not doing factories anymore. I'm off the factories. I don't want to do that shit anymore." And he goes, spewing. He goes, "You're really quick. You know, you'd come in, have the job done. They'll get other blokes in. It takes them 2 days. You're fucking kidding. I'll do it in 4 hours. You know, big job, big install. It's a fucking giggle, isn't it? I work for nothing all my life, but I built good karma, and that's what it's all about. Relationships. I've had good relationships with a lot of people around the world, 50 countries, 5 years overseas, worked and travelled all around Australia, all the states and territories. And I'm not out to rip anyone. I want to make someone have a good time. You know what I mean? I'll have a giggle with the fucking street beggar. I'll sit and have a chat with them for 10, 15 minutes. You know, it doesn't matter. That's what it's all about. You got to lift the vibe around you and just get out there and have a good time. Talk to people and be, you know, people are having a bad day. Sometimes you just need to say the right thing to make them calm down a little bit instead of getting upset with them. You know what I mean? Don't attack anger with anger. Chuck a bit of love over their anger and they'll calm down, you know, most of the time. You might have to fight off someone with a gun or a knife occasionally, but, yeah, be prepared for that. Do some martial arts. I don't know. You're fucking kidding me. Anyway, I'm not talking about anything international anymore. We're talking travel tales, Bundy stories, and fucking anything that doesn't get me wiped out. So, alright, good to see you guys. Good to be back. I'm pretty smashed now. I've had fucking shitloads of IPAs. I've had like 8 IPAs. All around 6%, 6.5%, and then I'm into the Bundys. You're kidding. Anyway, that's life. Enjoy it, and then you're dead. And don't be scared to die, or you'll never live.